Notice is hereby given that a regular meeting of the town of Laguna Vista, Texas will be held Tuesday, the 10th day of September 2024 at 6 p.m. at the town of Laguna Vista City Hall, 122 Fernandez, Laguna Vista, Texas, 78578. Pursuant to Texas Government Code, Section 551.127, members of the town council may attend and participate via video conference. A quorum of the town council will be physically present at the above meeting location. Following items will be discussed. Call to order at 6:04. Invocation and pledge.
Heavenly Father, we come to you today asking for guidance and wisdom and support as we begin this meeting. Please keep Mr. Gonzalez in your prayers on his road to recovery. Help us to make the wisdom, the best decisions for the town. And in your name we pray.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and the republic honor the Texas flag, to the Texas.
Ms. Howard, Ms. Cholan,
Yes.
Mr. Cornelius.
Yes.
Ms. Ryan,
Yes.
Mr. Hernandez.
Yes.
Mayor Carter.
Yes. Siobhan, I think it's run late. Yeah, she's parking right now. Need a motion. Right, you get that one?
Yes.
Second, okay, motion made by Councilmember Brian, seconded by Councilmember Hernandez to excuse Dr. Romero.
Cholan,
Yes.
Council Cornelius,
Yes.
Council Bryan.
Yes.
Council Hernandez.
Yes.
Mayor Carter.
Yes. Just so everybody knows, we're missing the city manager tonight. She's taking care of family matters. In case anybody was curious. Open forum. At this time, the audience is allowed 3 minutes per person to address the council on any topic. With no discussion or formal action taken during the agenda item. People must identify themselves before speaking. To the city secretary prior to the meeting. We have none. Good. New business. Discussion, consideration, and possible action on each of the following items. Minutes, consideration, and possible action to approve the following minutes: August 6, 2024 special meeting, August 14th, 2024 regular meeting, August 20th, 2024 special meeting. Any corrections? Have a motion to
I'll
approve.
make a motion that we accept them. It's from August 6th, August 14th.
Second motion.
Council Cholan,
Yes.
Council Cornelius,
Yes.
Bryan,
Yes.
Mayor Carter.
Yes. And we welcome this out. Item 2, financial reports, review of monthly financial report. Crystal.
Okay, in front of you, we have our reconciliation, our bank reconciliation for August 31st, 2024. Our income statement, balance sheet, and check register. Have any questions?
So, I'm curious. We're through 10 months on this right here, and that'd be 84% of our year. In the budget, we spent 83.33%. So we are right on track on budget. Do you have any questions, remarks? Any checks you want to ask questions about? You about the tractor last month? Hey, Alan. Ready?
Yes.
All right. Item 3, the Buena Vista webpage, discussion and update of town's Buena Vista webpage.
I just got off the phone with Wendy and she let me know, this was just gonna be a follow-up on the status. The last meeting, there was a citizen who had some comments on it.
Is John signs with us?
Yes,
Yes, please.
Let them come to the podium.
Good day. Thank you for your presence. Bettina. I appreciate the opportunity to work with the city to have captured y'all's headshots. Pictures. I have provided headshots to the council. And I know the website is a working process. It's always a working process as things change and update. We'll continue to work with Randy as well as Councilman Teresa to finalize things to your all satisfaction and highlight the use and the benefits of living in communities. You have any questions for me or concerns with respect to up to this point?
So where are we on the photos for the rest of the photos for around town? Parks and are we ready with those? Are we still working?
I'm still working on that for the sake of better weather, to make sure that we can highlight all the city's amenities in their best light. I need to represent them or capture them as best I can and maybe do a sky replacement. So it's not necessarily true to in that moment, but again, it's still an image that would have, that has a possibility of being created. Again, it's a timing issue. It's more important to show the park or the marker for the entrance. My goal is to have final images, or at least working images for you all. If there's a better image that comes along, it's later in the year. Certainly going to take. But it's always about putting Laguna Vista, the city of Laguna Vista, in the best light. I know I do as a resident. I'd also like to add, I appreciate the support of the council. Currently a graduate student outside of the community in Chicago. And so the opportunity to work with the city helps support those goals. That's appreciated.
I'm not sure who asked this question to, but here's all of the critical city information readily available on the website. Do you know that?
Can we pull up the website or no? Pull it up here.
Yeah.
See what it looks like, because I remember the last. I
Speaking
think we
with,
just got like the front page last week.
speaking with Randy on the phone, she wanted to let everybody know that we corrected some broken links and cleaned up the general documents and cover page on there.
I just want to make sure that like all of our financial information is readily available
Yep.
for the community to understand, to see and find easily.
So
And all of
Is that
our
the way you-
ordinances
yeah.
are very easy to find. It's not only good for the town, but it's also good for the city, management to be able to readily find them easily. Everybody's on the same page. No, so we're not taking questions right now.
Not a question, it's just a.
And it would just be, this has been a long process. But it's going to make sure that city management understands the importance of it.
you can also enter where it's told its photo is. Just that the
I
the
just
link is
dragged-
underneath it. There we go.
There you go.
So to go to the, go up, see? Right there, go to, so search, just search in, dogs, just do dog ordinance. Right here, yeah, let's see. Search,
I mean, so
whoa,
go back. And then put
fence, grass. Would be a specific.
searches by name of the document.
Yeah, but that's gonna be super hard for people to find. If I'm layman, so I'm gonna be looking dog ordinance, fence ordinance, grass height, because those are the big ones.
Exactly.
Junk car,
You
you
know,
know.
the selection of categories still
Yeah.
the same.
Yes.
Could I add? I run a website myself as a photographer. A lot of it has to do with keywords. So to your point, is if you have documents that are dealing with keywords, not only do you have the formal name of the document in there, but by keywords of what's in the contents of there. It could take them to a variety of pages or information that are formally named other things because of dictates that, or it's under a certain section of city code. But if you have keywords will take citizens who are not experts in the formalities of running city to those documents that are publicly available and you all use your obligations. Just a suggestion or an idea, but keywords are a really powerful way to take light to stuff that you all are providing, but again, are not coded on the website. Easy to search type of way.
Can you add that to the list of the to-dos for this? Yeah, because it's just,
Maybe not even just keyword, maybe even just list of all of our
sure,
ordinances.
and
And then they could-
compilation
They could click on
on the, yeah,
on that. So,
there,
because this is a question that comes up quite a bit, right?
Right.
And,
or you can
people,
even put them like, you know, the ones that are hot topic kind of ordinances or
Yeah.
with infractions are high. And then like everything else compiled, like the ones that are, where infractions are high. Trash,
know-
grass,
it's like, I know a gentleman here about,
junk.
about zoning, and about building. About these kind of things, right? Important things to be able to pull up very quickly, and then.
Sound.
Whatever, and so. There's all sorts of things
I
and
guess
we
it's,
we
I
have,
guess
we have
it's
a
like
lot
that
of them, and
there.
it'd be the easiest way, and the more we have on there, the better, even though it may be a little lonely at times, but if you're really dedicated that you want to find something,
Yeah.
that person will go find it. It will take time, it will take less time out of your guys' day and take it off your plate and it's already there.
Go to like scroll, like if you're gonna scroll.
City council.
Budget, maintenance, zoning. What's on there, but I don't know if that's, I would be there all day looking for pets. Or dogs, or parks, or grass. Versus a list, A, B, C, D, in all categorized, alphabetical. Use more user friendly. Cause that right there, I'm gonna be clicking all day looking for, how high does my fence need to be, or when I built. Does that make sense?
What are the committees?
This point that was brought up here is a great illustration of the challenges of building and creating a website. And I think for even just to have a website, to where you're at this point is admirable. Again, you all are doing your due diligence to try and provide the information, but I guess based upon the councilwoman's question, is it easy to find stuff? Those are the challenges in working through that stuff. And that's Randy has been very accommodating along with Councilman Bryant or Councilwoman Bryant, excuse me. In terms of working through that process, it's always going to be a refinement, and it's through feedback like you've just provided that changes or updates or adjustments will continue to happen to again help citizens as well as yourselves find the information that is there, but not easily accessible. The same could also be said true for graphics or illustrating. Again, stuff that you all have provided, but are not necessarily illustrated in an easy to find kind of way. I'm happy to help with that if you all are open to that.
We're gonna relay all this messages to
Where
the
is the
city
cha-
manager and
Yeah.
Where is the charter located? Can you click on it? Okay, good. And it's amended. Good, very nice. Hey. Building permit, financial documents, agendas, and looking.
click on the financial documents.
Oh, let's see. The furniture?
Yeah.
So Crystal, because of some of these links don't work, is it the webmaster, the one, whoever we've contracted to get this going as far as like all of the links working or? Because this has been over a while. I'm just gonna put it like that.
I myself don't play a part in the website part. I know Brendy's been in communication along with Ms. Bryant. I don't really,
So how, didn't we put a timeline on this? I feel like we did.
We did,
We
but we
did.
put a very
It was
small
30,
bar.
it was 30 days. I want to say
did.
March.
We did.
We put a timeline for this website to be rolling. And the problem is, and I'm gonna be frank, is that not that we don't have the information is here, the information's on the old website maybe, or the information is there. But we have had several complaints where nothing can be found. I can't find anything on the website. Where is the website? Which one do we use? The old one or the new one? And it's a frequent disgruntlement. And quite frankly, it's already been like 6 months and we're still in the same position. Things are not accessible to our citizens and they should have the access and it should be rolling. It should be ready to go. This is not acceptable. Especially when our city manager is not physically doing the website. Is she physically doing the website? Like sitting at her desk and physically doing the website?
I know that she's doing some of it. but, I think that
We have a company, don't we?
We have a company.
Right, so that's what they
Right.
mean. So the
Ms.
task
Howard,
has been
sh-
put in somebody else's
I personally know that she is writing a lot of the content because I've helped write some of the content. And that was done we've done that a while ago. That's been in works. I know Ms. Bryant has written a lot of the content and has helped. Frankly, and Mr. Sines, I'm not trying to throw you under the bus, but the significant part of the delay we had with the photographs was due to his schedule. Now, that doesn't have anything to do with the ordinances not being up. But I know that the content has been worked for months. We've been working on that. I'm not defending anyone. It's a very daunting task. There's a lot of moving parts to a website, but you're right. It
Right.
has to get finished. It has to get finished.
And so,
Put a timeline on it, yeah, I'll put this,
once we get back with Randy, we're gonna
okay,
put a timeline on that, okay? That it needs to be more accessible. The information to be more information. It's just, people think that we're not being transparent. When we talk about it here at the meetings, everyone sees what we have, but it's not on the website. And it's not everybody goes to these meetings, information on this thing up here is not the best for people to hear. So this is more for them to hear than for you all to hear, but we're gonna do what we can to ensure that our website is better, more transparent, and just more accessible, and it has more information than you guys ever want. Yes, sir.
I guess my question, because I had been working with the third party that, and there were times in terms of trying to provide final graphics, because again, I want to make things easy, one and done. They're, at least my experience with them, and I'm not trying to run on the bus, and again, provide feedback to council, because you all are asking what's happening. It's changing. My experience with them would connect it or communicate by email, and they say, we'll get to you at a meeting, and for you to provide data or for you to be able to provide graphics, and then we get no response. This would go on for a period of time. So I don't know if it's a breakdown in the fact that they're overwhelmed and have too many projects in iron and fire, and you all are not a high priority. And that creates delays for you all, and we'll ask some questions. And then the other question that I have for you all is it is in-house. You all have internal skill sets or the ideas in terms of just creating hyperlinks, going from creating a button or a page or a search to particular documents. It's those hyperlinks that are the key to going to a search engine or that search bar within the internal website that makes it accessible to the information that you're asking questions about, whether it's financials or whether it's about an ordinance, policy, or a recent thing. Hyperlinks are the whole key to navigating information. But if you're relying on a third party to do that for you versus doing it internally, internal gives you greater control and accountability to making sure that it is functional. But if it's beyond the technical expertise, that's when possibly if they're pretty, oh, this is what you're doing. You're creating the link incorrectly, or this is why it's not. Try it this way. The best you bring them in for technical expertise, but not so much the day-to-day operations in terms of pointing towards the information. Does that make sense?
So what
But the company has been challenging to work with, at least for the more that I was involved with.
So what I propose for next meeting is that Randy comes, brings a representative from the company, and we have a more robust update
And I need,
on where we're at.
I think we need like day one to day, how many days is it? I need how many days has it already been? How long has this project been active? Yes, I need days, because we're paying, we should be paying them, I'm sure they're getting paid, the jobs are getting done, like, we're just wasting money. Need this fixed.
Very good.
Any other questions from me, Catherine?
Thank you, Mr. Science. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you.
And I wasn't even talking about like graphics.
No, I'm
If
not.
I remember when we said, we don't want the bells and whistles, just put the general stuff on there to get it going.
I'm
I
not worried
remember
about pretty pictures.
But I'm not-
worried about information.
That's fine.
Okay. I mean,
Yes,
it's-
I'm worried about the
I
information.
mean, I already know that this guy's a good looking guy to look at on the website, but you know,
Settle down.
we don't need to look at him all day.
Couple of you.
All right.
Never mind.
So just please, I'll tell Randy, don't worry. Item 4, Laguna Vista Police Department. Laguna Vista Police Building, discussion possible action, approving the layout concrete for Laguna Vista Police Building.
I think that ask for this item to be tabled.
Isn't for, can we ask for a reason?
Cruz, you got anything on this?
Anything on this?
We're currently working on the grading system to make sure that we're gonna have the proper platform to lay it out on, so we're still waiting on bids on that.
Oh, okay.
In regards to the building itself, the engineer is getting with us on Monday to start establishing the structure. That's what.
Thank
That's
you.
all we need.
Item 5. Resolution 2024-08, consideration, discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve 2024-08, ARPA project direction number 9.
That was it.
Okay. What this is to reallocate some of the ARPA funds. If you look at tab 5, see there where we're taking out the weather stripping, because we kind of have that problem solved. Library computers, we're not going to buy anymore. The LVRA improvements, I talked to the LVRA. They are not able to get anything in a time frame that will be necessary for us to designate these funds. Because we're running out of time, we can use these funds. You go far on that one by any means, or?
Well, I mean, there are time limits. Funds to be. You know, or to expenditure of certain debt. Has to do with the availability of studies that are
From an engineering firm who's backed up tremendously.
So if that's a step that has to fall into place before we can then make a final decision on expenditures, then we run the risk that we run about deadline.
And so this money has been around since COVID, right? So we're, by the end of this year, we're at a time frame we have to really decide what we're gonna use the money for. And so, last meeting, we approved the in the money to spend $150,000 of fund balance in the police building next door. Right? And that's not enough money. Okay? And so my proposal is to designate the $180,000 of ARPA money to finish the police. That way we can get all the rest of the stuff done. It'll be nice.
That's a 7, 4, and 155.
What's that, ma'am?
It's a 7,000, 4,000, and 155 together?
Yes.
And the difference between what had originally designated and the actual cost.
So what we have left is 180,000,
Exactly.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
right? So I'm gonna designate the 180, well, I propose to designate the $180,000. That's the 150. So the building, we got $330,000.
Is that gonna be the same structure then? It's gonna be the same.
It'll be the
structure?
same structure, but this includes all the cement, parking lot, electrical, interior, so we can finish it out.
Oh, because before it was just a slab.
Before it was just the building, it's
Yes, the, okay, buildings.
more money. So, and I talked to the LBRA and they understand. Once in the future, when they, when they get their time with the engineering firm, we'll see. Any other questions, comments?
Mayor, if I may,
Yes, ma'am.
I completely agree with your assessment. I think it's important that we, spend those monies on time on the things that are the priorities that we discussed during our budget hearings. So you have my full support.
Thank you. I make a motion to approve resolution 2020. Motion made by Mayor Carter, seconded by Councilmember Bryan to approve resolution 2024-08, approving ARPA funds, section number 9, LB Police.
So Howard,
Yes.
Sullivan,
Yes,
Hernandez,
Yes.
Yes.
Councilman Hernandez. Carter,
Yes, motion passes. Item 6, resolution 2024-09, consideration of possible action to approve award to select grant management firm for grant pre-application, application, and implementation services for the town of Laguna Vista, 2025-2026 Texas Community Development Grant Fund Program as administered by the Texas Department of Agriculture to designate town representative.
So GrantWorks was the full submission to write our CDBG 25-26 grant. Proposal is to appoint GrantWorks.
We reviewed this.
Yeah, it's done along the lines of the 2 prior ones that we've done with grant. Yep.
they were awarded the grant, right? Or they won is that what you're saying,
Well,
Crystal?
And we're gonna work on getting the grant.
No, yeah, this is for the grant writer.
Right, Okay.
Vendor. We only had one submission, as we usually only have one submission, it's grant.
got it.
So we're administration's recommendations to them for the upcoming, I guess would be, not next fiscal year, but following.
Lost out on this year.
And just like the last time, it's a resolution that we need to adopt if we're going to award.
Yeah, make a motion to approve resolution 2024-09.
Motion made by Councilmember Howard, seconded by Councilmember Cornelius to approve resolution 2024-09. The grant works as the grant writer for EDBG grant. 2026.
Yes.
Council Holden,
Yes.
Candice,
Yes.
Brian,
Yes.
Council Member Fitz.
Yes. Item 7, cyber liability coverage. Consideration of possible action. to Cyber liability and data breach response interlocal agreement. Intergovernment risk.
Yeah, yes, Mayor and council members, this is a proposal for, in addition to the element of TML's coverage that is strictly related to or limited to cyber liability, both as an entity or breaches, that kind of thing, and also for individuals, in terms of the individual member's responsibility for provisions of the law that relate to cybersecurity. As we discussed a while back, I can't remember exactly what we did, a cybersecurity policy, which is a requirement of a new law that came into place, not this last legislative session, that imposes, state imposing a number of requirements on local government. Cybersecurity responsibility. So there's training obligations, there's the obligation to policy, which we've done. And so TML has put together a proposal to administer self-insured risk pool like our other elements of code. That is just related to where you'll have member cities contribute to the pool and then draw to get coverage for cybersecurity issues. So the first step would be the joining the intergovernmental agreement with the other members of the pool. And there will be an assessment of our individual exposure assessment, which is something that Randy will complete. Questions like how many people have access to passwords to certain accounts, how many third parties have access to areas where there are computers, like let's say if we have third party cleaning services, they just do kind of an assessment of potential exposure to cybersecurity. And then out of that will come development of premium, which was something that will have to come back before the council. But this is to become a member of the intergovernmental risk pool, along with the other member cities that will, which is it's basically every other city that's covered by TML. It's like TML other areas of coverage. And this has liability and E&O type elements to it because the new statutes impose individual liability on certain individuals within the city for certain breaches of cybersecurity. And so that this is an effort to cover. And so we're recommending.
Can you explain what they do, what this pool will do?
Right, just like our other.
Okay, give me a scenario.
So if, let's say there's a breach, and the town is somehow found liable, or there's an accusation that we're liable for damages as a result of the leak of data from some sensitive area of our computer. We submit that as a claim to TML, to the risk pool, and then they'll provide coverage like defense lawsuit or payment of damages. There'll be probably be a deductible that goes along with it, just like it's just like if one of our police cars got into a car accident and someone sued our officer or someone for the damages resulting from that accident. Except instead of a car, it's data leaking from our computers to some hacker or something like that.
Okay.
Or some employee leaves the computer unguarded, logged in with a password, and somebody sneaks into City Hall and accesses data. Or someone remotely, like some Russian bot or something, remotely logs into the computer to steal our data. And that's the range of things that get covered.
Oh, wow.
So any potential liability that we might face as a result of that breach would be submitted just like any other TML for coverage for defense and potential payment of the gap.
And then the premium is approximately.
Well, that's going to have to be determined. I don't know. Do we have any numbers, Crystal?
Guesstimations.
I haven't seen anything on that.
That's probably not going to get determined until we submit our exposure assessment.
Once they do an internal control audit, then they'll
And they can,
determine
the rate,
the rate on top of that,
wow.
see what our exposure is.
Mhm.
But we're recommending, joining the pool, and then, you know, it doesn't obligate us to actually purchase the coverage.
Purchase the
Yeah,
coverage.
just to get in with all the other government, because that's the way, unlike a private insurance company or, you know, some insurance company, the risk pool, it's all self-funded. It's all the members of
Got
the pool contributing to it. Since we're
Pot.
all governmental entities, the way we come to agreements with each other is through the mechanism of the interlocal statute, chapter 791.
If there are any more questions, I'd like to make a motion to enter into this, approve the cyber liability and data breach response interlocal agreement with TML Intergovernmental Risk Pool.
I'll second it. Motion made by Councilmember Howard, seconded by Mayor Carter to approve this cyber liability coverage. Texas Municipal, risk, interlocal, intergovernment risk pool. It's too many
Yeah.
words there.
Council, Howard,
Yes.
Council Poland,
Yes.
Council Cornelius,
Yes.
Council Ryan,
Yes.
Council Hernandez,
Yes.
Mayor Carter.
Yes. And what kind of insurance will they make us get next?
For a row.
Okay, item 8, ordinance number 2024-07, consideration of possible action on first reading of ordinance number 2024-07, designating restricted and designated fund balances for 2024-2025 fiscal year.
So for the 23-24, we already designated the 721,986. And for 24-25, we are needing to increase by 161,203 for a total designation of $741,203 for our operating expenses of 90 days.
So in case everybody's lost on that one, I'll read a little section here for you.
Thank you.
The town, this is written in our our town charter, and which was passed, 13 years ago. Town council shall designate as restricted use funds the amount of X amount of dollars by ordinance 2024-2024 to cover 3 months of the town's 2024-2025 operating expenses. So every year, as a city, we have to
Save
designate
or not just.
3 months worth, restrict 3 months of our fund balance every year. And so that protects the town to always have a minimum of 90 days of fund balance available. That's great for the town, and
Fiscally sound.
we are a very fiscally sound town, and just in case that hurricane were to come over here and hit us, and we're able to pay our employees and run the city for 90 days without collecting a dime.
Very proud.
Yes, but just so everybody knows, this was voted on by the town of Laguna Vista 13 years ago. Make sure this happens. Have a motion.
Ordinance number 2024-07. Designating restricted and designated.
Did you, Mike? All right. Motion made by Councilmember Bryant, seconded by Councilmember Hernandez to approve ordinance number 2024-07 to restrict designated fund balance for 2024-2025 fiscal year.
Council Howard,
Yes.
Council Tolan,
Yes.
Council Cornelius,
Yes.
Ryan.
Yes.
Yes.
So read the caption.
Yes, sir.
Ordinance number 2024-07, an ordinance by the town council of the town of Laguna Vista, Texas, providing for appropriations for the town of Laguna Vista, Texas, designated and restricted and dedicated use of fund balance per the 2011 home chart.
Good, thank you. At item 9, Friends of the Library, consideration possible action to approve the recommendation from the CDC for the funding of the Friends of the Library for library renovations. The CDC did not approve anything. That's there.
What?
They didn't have a meeting.
Oh.
We had a meeting, but it was tabled.
They tabled it.
Did they have a meeting or did they not have quorum? I thought.
They did.
They had a meeting.
We met last time.
As ex officio, can't you say, or you gonna?
Can we
So-
discuss?
We can discuss it. It's on the agenda.
Discuss.
So, they wanted more detailed. Job that is still left to do. Specific costs for each broken out. So they asked for us to come back in detail information. At the next meeting, so I did. So we've got a-
And this is for the wall.
This is
Window.
the rest of the floor, or the flooring and the rest of the window between the meeting room and meeting room and the library. And the relocation of services.
This is the second meeting.
Yes. It's already been in the paper. Days. We don't have to put it back in. It's specified. the cost.
I think personally, I know we've been in situations where we don't technically rule the words because we want them to be with saying, but it's a little hindrance. No, we want the projects to come to fruition. We're here waiting more details, like. Are they getting the packets beforehand and looking at them beforehand and maybe getting the questions like, hey, before Friends comes, can we have the details ready to go, or I need this, and this before I make a decision?
It sounded like the quotes that they had was before that we did the children's area, right? So one of the members particularly was upset that we had already started the project without notifying them and felt like we were already spending the funds in advance. They hadn't approved them yet.
Which is not the
They
case.
wanted a revised quote to show the
But we
difference.
also need people need to understand that these are two different buckets of money. Okay, like the city decided to do something. Okay, and the city did their project and finished their project. And now the Friends of the Library are trying to do another project and go to the CDC to get those funds to do the project. So these are two completely different projects. If you haven't been to the library yet, what the city has done so far, it's fantastic. It's a big improvement to our town. So, I hope the Friends of the Library are successful in what they want to do. But as far as the city council goes, we did pass funds to be approved to do the library, and it's been done.
Yes,
So-
thank you.
Make sure everybody understands
So
that.
the clarification was set at the meeting then.
They tabled it and they've asked us to come back.
It wouldn't be us, it'd be the.
Friends,
The Friends of the Library,
Not the friends,
not us, but the
us, I'm like, us.
But make sure that there's
They
a,
asked.
Sorry.
there's a distinct designation between us
They
and.
have.
Anybody need to go to an executive session? No? Okay. City manager report,
We don't have a city manager.
yes, okay, so as you all know, Brady's taking care of an important family matter right now, so. Say prayers for them. And move to adjourn.
Second,
It's again, motion made by Councilmember Bryant, seconded by Councilmember Dolan to adjourn.
Council Howard,
Yeah.
Council Coleman,
Yes.
Council Hernandez,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Council Hernandez.
Yes.
Yes. Meeting adjourned at 6:53. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you all.